But yeah, man. So we were talking about the Winter Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And Steven, you asked me, or you asked us, have we been watching it? And I said, man, I don't watch the Winter Olympics. I mean, I'm not trying to knock anybody that does, but I have no interest that I can think. I did look at some figure skating the other night, but that was just because it was on TV and it was a team event. So it was the men and the women. And I don't even know who won. I stopped watching it, but the U.S. and Japan was fighting for first place when I stopped watching it. Do you guys know who won?
I didn't see it. Don't tell me either because I want to watch that.
Well, that was last week. I mean, like,
oh wait, no.
Behind.
No, you're talking about like. Oh, I thought you said it was mixed. If it was the men's, if it was the men's and women's team,
it was figure skating team.
Yeah. Mixed, the men's team won. Ilya had a crazy.
He the dope American from Vienna, right? He
from Fairfax. Yeah, from Fairfax. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it said Vienna, but Fairfax.
Yeah.
Vienna's in Fairfax County.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So when he was getting ready to go, when I stopped watching, because the U.S. hopes was riding on him, and I had something to do, and I got up and walked away, and that's what happened. So I don't.
So I like figure skating because of my mom. Kevin knows
mom's
this.
A figure skater?
No, my mom just loves figure skating. She loves it. She always has. She, like Oksana Wait, what was it? Who was it? It was Oksana Bayou, right? Was one of the ones. It's like the Russian woman who's like a ballerina.
I know Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. That's my extent.
But also, like, no, my mother's favorite. I think my mother's favorite skater. My mother likes women like fancy ballet type skating, like really graceful. Her favorite skater was Michelle Kwan. She liked Michelle Kwan.
I know Michelle Kwan.
And she got me into it. She would watch it, like some of the men, like Elvis. I really liked him. He was cool. Brian Boitano. These people were like, these guys are like really athletic at the end of the day. And for me, I'm a nerd. The stuff that Ilya does is like physically, it should be impossible. Like he shouldn't be able to do that quad. That doesn't look like it's landable. Even when you watch him do it, it looks like he's going to fall. But he can do it over and over and over again. The guy's amazing. But yeah, I've been watching a little bit. I've been behind because I don't have Peacock, but I've been enjoying it. I like sport.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, it's a great distraction from everything that's going on. Like,
yeah, backstage, you got a lot going on. You move once, you're moving again. You got stuff going on. Getting a new car. See, Roy, you around here, you can't live off $1 million. He just spent $1 million right there.
Easy. That's $1 million right there.
I think two.
Moving and trying to get a new car. That's $1 million. Not even actually getting the vehicle. Just
You got to go in there playing hardball. You know what I'm saying? Then you get good deals. You got to play the hardball game. You got to know the deal.
They did. They hit me with a switcheroo.
I'm sure you know the game though. So I mean, I'm gonna say nothing.
I was about to say I'm a salesperson, so they hit me with a switcheroo, and I was ready for it. And then
yeah, man. That's what car sales and the car dealerships always try and do, man. But it's like it's their job. It's like anything. I guess you can't really get mad. You can get mad if he tell you he cutting you a deal and you the one breaking bread. But if the price, if he knocking $1,000 off the price, that means he got room to negotiate with you, but he really not giving you a deal.
And that's the only thing I was saying. I was like, bro, you're not giving me a deal. Don't talk to me like that. Don't insult me like that. That's all I was breaking it down. Like I was like, man, at that point I was walking away. I was like, I don't really want to play. I was like, y'all, I came straight out to work. Y'all done trapped me in here for 4 hours trying to think that you're gonna make me tired and I'm gonna buy a car from being tired. Like, no, none of the numbers match what we talked about when I walked in here, so I'm out. And then you gonna tell me you giving me stuff? No. What I want to do is buy a brand new one and ride back past that, spin the block on them tomorrow on the brand new joint. Because I'm cheap. Kevin, I'm really cheap. I can afford a new car, but I'd rather have a small note if I can get one. Like, don't try to run game on me. That's all.
And they really not worried about your no. Roy, what's up with you, man? You deep down in the heart of Texas where all the detention centers at and all that stuff like that. I mean, what's going on down there, man? I'm glad y'all let little Liam Ramos go from down there.
It wasn't me, man. Don't be bringing me into that mix.
There you go. There you go, Stevie. He disconnected from all that. We got Carlton back this week.
Come on, Rory. Ain't none of them watching this. We got people. Ain't none of them in here watching this. Hopefully.
Look, all right. If you say so, I'm just saying that I'm down here living this. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. I've never seen a country right like this. Right? You guys are in this. I've never.
You never what?
I don't know. It's just. You can't even put this stuff into words anymore. You know what I mean?
That's funny because the thing that is happening in our country is a thing that your country used to just like do to people just because.
Like, what are you talking about?
Destabilize their government and then like take the country over. The Brits used to do that. That was colonialism. That if you didn't, hey, we want to trade with you. Okay, no, all right, then we're going to destabilize your government and take you over by force. That's what we're going to do. We're going to plant a spy in your government that's going to marry your...
The U.S. government used the same playbook.
Come on, man. That's because it was the same government. It's the same people, right?
It's the same playbook. I mean, it's what Genghis Khan did. Everyone has done divide and conquer.
I want to point something out, Kevin. You notice I said the Brits created this playbook and the Brit tried to just yada that away, right? He just said, nah, we didn't know. Everybody does that.
The Brits were good at it, but I mean,
y'all are the originators.
They were the
originators. Who did the Opium Wars before the Brits? Who did something similar to the Opium Wars before the Brits?
Who did something similar?
Who did when the Brits flooded China with opium to destabilize their entire society and take them over because they refused to trade with them?
So are you saying
did that before them?
The British Empire was the first empire? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they were the first to do some of the. They invented neo-colonialism. They invented that.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the new form of
colonialism isn't the beginning though.
What I mean to say is. The playbook of instead of simply just warring with people, the intrigue using actual spies and stuff to destabilize countries or destabilize. They weren't really countries at the time, but just destabilize societies. The Brits created that. They literally are the originators of that.
That's. I mean,
Give me an example of when the Romans did something like the Opium Wars. That's what I'm saying. Give me an example of when the Romans or even the Carthaginians.
I mean, if you're using one specific example, right? I mean, I'm sure I could find it.
He's still doing it, Kevin. Like he's still like.
We're gonna go ahead and get started on tonight's topic. We're gonna be talking about ex-athletes, former professional athletes, and their success they're finding in sports media, doing podcasts and stuff, becoming analysts. Like guys are getting paid for just their experience and, profession and time spent on the field, within the lines, just inside the game. So a lot of successful podcasts and stuff, a lot of them making signing 9-figure deals and stuff like that. We're going to talk about a few of them. We're going to talk about some of our favorites and get into that. What we're going to talk about right after we get back from the intro. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for joining the JAG2G podcast on a Thursday evening. We'll be right back after this with Steven and Rory and myself, just the guy.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
What you talking about, Willie?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Did I do that?
Hey, man, I thought it was funny last time we did the show that Rory just figured out that he was the teacher caricature.
I was just mad at you were falling asleep in the image. That's it.
Falling asleep based off what you were trying to explain to me. You and Steve was about to put me to sleep again.
I wasn't. I was on that topic.
You were saying less. But Steve is passionate about whatever he talks about, though. I mean, whatever he talks about is passionate, bro. Trust me, we worked together for a lot of years, and I know when he feels and stands on something, It ain't just 10 toes down. He might get down on his hands and knees and everything might be down.
And grip it.
Hey, look, everybody here big boys, so I know nobody's feelings gonna get hurt or nothing like that. So
Nah,
good.
no hurt feelings. No hurt feelings. But yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about the different things, the different podcasts and athletes in them and stuff like that. I just got some notes I took. Let's pull it up, man. So just the overarching theme is athletes have leveraged their on-field and sometimes on-court fame to create lucrative media platforms with many partnerships in the top-tier podcasting and digital media space. And guys are making the bag. They're making money. A lot of them. A lot of different shows and stuff. We had a few of them on the actual show thumb. I'll just mention some of those. I think I may watch a lot of these. We got the Pat McAfee show. And to me, Pat McAfee took it to the next level, right? I mean, he had his podcast with his homies and stuff like that. He does it out of his hometown, not his original hometown, but where he lives, where he plays professionally at in Indianapolis. And they did that thing, and they got so popular, man. The ESPN bought the rights to his podcast.
Yeah, gave him bank for that. Was it 85 mil for that one?
It was a lot. I don't remember exactly the numbers. I probably should know and looked it up. But see, that's why I'm falling asleep down
I
in
remember it was close to 100.
Roy.
I remember it was like close to 100. Like it's like 80 something million.
Are you looking it up with your click typing? Press mute when you're typing.
I didn't type. It's on me.
Steven in. I can't see you guys, so I'm talking to whoever was typing. You know who you are. See, Roy, you just dry snitched on Steven then. But that was a dry snitch. You didn't have to say it wasn't me.
I think it was you. I think you were typing that.
Oh no, well, it wasn't me. Trust me. Every time I look up something, I look up on my phone or tablet, which is touchscreen, is not the keyboard. But anyway, the Pat McAfee show. We got the Pivot podcast. That's one of my favorites. I like Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor, all ex-NFL players. Ryan Clark is a personality on ESPN, does a lot of stuff with Stephen A. Smith. It's kind of like Stephen A. Smith's homeboy. I mean, I respect RC, and Stephen A. is big in sports media as a sports news guy, but
that dude's going off the deep end though.
I don't much care for Stephen A., but I guess
I'm mad you don't have my man the Pioneer up there, bro. You don't have Gilbert Arenas up there, man.
I look at Gilbert something. I can't put everybody up there, Steven.
I just would like to give Gilbert his flowers because he was one of the first dudes that was really aggressively trying to get promote his podcast. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember this, but his podcast, he had a co-host that was a porn star or a former porn star. It was him and Mia Khalifa. It was called Out of Bounds. It was like back in I think 2013 or 14 or something like that.
I remember the name of that.
He's been running the podcast game. He's been in the podcast game since back when it was just like NPR shows and stuff like that. So I just want to point that out. The reason why his podcast is entertaining is because he's had a lot of time to work it out.
He has had a lot of time since his escapades and
he also did flame
city.
He did flame out pretty epically, but I would say he's done a great job of keeping himself relevant and he has turning that podcast into something regular.
I mean, I think that's the when you are a former athlete, you got that. What do you do next? You know what I mean? There's the coaching. I don't think he would be a good coach, personally, myself, Gilbert Arenas. So he's pigeonholed himself to a certain extent because I don't know how many skills he has, but he sure knows the sport of basketball, though, and that becomes number 2. You get into the sports broadcasting, sports media. That was his number 2.
And the fact that he played in DC and stuff like that. I mean, the basketball money he earned, which is probably $100 million, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's not enough to live in DC, according to Steven.
It is not. It's not, man. He
I never said
the whole food.
100 million. 100 million. Yeah. 100 million.
No, so
Odell said he couldn't live for 100.
Since you brought it up, what are your thoughts on Gilbert Arenas podcast? And it's called No Chill with Gil.
It's called No Chill with Gil.
Yeah, okay.
the thing about Gilbert is that he's a clown.
Clown. Thank
He's
you.
a clown. And while I do want to say Rory is right, the man really knows basketball. He really does understand it at like that, that X's and O's level. He's really smart. He has really high basketball IQ. If you don't like wild kind of crazy shows, you're not going to like his podcast because it really does not stay on topic. It's more like that. It's more like a Howard Stern show or like the Sports Junkies.
You say
like our show.
Can I give my analogy?
Sure.
It's kind of like one of them reunion shows on the Housewives, like at the end of the season where everybody get together and sit on the couch.
That is exactly what it's turned into, because they kind of always bring former players and they talk dirt, which is like, I'm not there for that though. I'm there for those moments like the most recent one. Remember when Swaggy P was on there and he didn't know what sciatica was? Like that stuff is hilarious to me.
It is.
That stuff is really, but you're right. It is kind of like that's what I was saying. It's not really about sports anymore, to be honest.
Well, I think they try and talk basketball a lot, and they talk in general, and they give their takes on it, right? But you got a lot of mid guys. You got a lot of guys I think were names early, like you got Swaggy P.
Swaggy P, yeah.
You know Swaggy P more for basketball or more for snitching on Kobe? About
you know him for off the court antics and drama and stuff like that.
You got your boy Brandon Jennings, who was the first player out of high school that couldn't go to the NBA. That went overseas to play for a year, then came back and played in the NBA. He's on there a lot. You got Rashad McCants, who's one of the greats at North Carolina, the Tar Heels. But as far as NBA, he never really done anything. But you can't tell him that though on the show.
No, but that's the thing that I like about it. At the end of the day, Gil is realistic about what type of player he was and what type of player the players that he's talking to are. He's real quick to check them when they try to like do the Kenny Smith thing where they're like, I was almost an all-star. He's like, no, you weren't though. No, what year? You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be like, he's quick to say. I think one of the best moments on his podcast I liked was when he was trying to tell the young dudes who are trying to say the league is really European. He's like, okay, it's European till we have a Europeans versus everybody else game, and then we see what happens. Or how about you take one of those Europe club teams and have them play against the second best or third best team in the NBA and see what happens, because they're getting smoked. You know what I'm saying? Like
the perfect timing, not a segue because we're gonna stay on topic, but this weekend is the NBA All-Star game, and it's USA versus the world. So we'll get to see the best American-born player against the best world players. And right now, if they play any semblance of a competitive game, the world's going to whoop the USA's behind.
The world should. Doesn't the world have 3 7-footers on their starting lineup?
Go ahead, Rory.
How about the fact that in the Olympics, the top, NBA players almost lost to France? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the French had maybe 2 players in the NBA. Like,
I don't know if I would say that. I don't know if I would say
at the time they had.
Oh, this was just 24.
That was 24. They had Rudy.
Yeah, Wembanyama. They got
Wembanyama. They had 2 7-footers, Rory.
They got the dude that played for the Wizards now. They got the dude that played for
the point I'm making here is I'm talking about Bonner. We're talking about NBA All Stars, right? Versus no, truth. Let's be truthful. Like, this is NBA All Stars versus bench players and 1 starter.
Okay, 3 of those NBA All Stars are in their late 30s, though.
You can make excuses all you want. They're all.
I'm not making excuses. All I'm saying is
you made an excuse.
You're saying it was close, but Curry buried.
Well, wait.
Curry buried him, or did he not?
What game did you watch that wasn't close? And that was one country. That was one country.
You got Victor. You got Wemby, you got Rudy Gobert, you got the dude that played for the Wizards, Holiday.
That dude.
You got Rashay that plays.
Don't disrespect quality like that.
That plays for the Hawks. You got Alex Sarr that plays for
who plays for the Wizards. Also, that's 4 7-footers on one team. Stop it, Roy. They got players. The world got players now.
You got Nicholas Batum.
You just dismissed him. I'm so confused.
Did not. All I'm saying is, when it came down to it and you had to stop Steph Curry, you couldn't. Steph Curry buried you and he put you to sleep. He put you to sleep. So stop it.
What,
I know. I'm stopping. You were
understand.
pooping on him. I simply said the U.S. All-Stars had a hard time against one country's top players. That's all I'm saying.
We're getting off topic, but the competitive gap in basketball has been decreasing since the Dream Team in 1992.
I agree.
When they made basketball famous around the world, and it's catching up now. You got. I mean, I'd say right now that 4 of the top 5 players in the world are from not the U.S.
From somewhere else. Exactamundo.
Best player in the league, Wemby, right now.
Probably not. Probably still Joker or Shea.
Still
but
Joker.
I mean, we had this discussion, right?
Yeah, Shea,
NBA.
We did.
Yeah.
Right,
we had this discussion earlier in a segue.
Go back and see that episode. Rory.
10 NBA MVPs. I think 6 or 7 of them came from outside the U.S.
Well, I think Joker got 3, Giannis got 2, Shea got 1. That's 6 right there with 3 people.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm saying. There you go. That's boom. Anyway.
But Roy, what's one of the podcasts that you like to watch or you keep up with?
Actually, I don't keep up with any of them. I do watch the Gill one on occasion.
For the sake of the discussion, you said you were prepared.
I am prepared.
I'm just surprised you don't watch Shea. I'm surprised you don't watch Shea. Like,
are you saying do I watch him on a regular? I do not watch him on a regular basis. I watch segments of Cam Newton. Right, I watch segments.
What do you think about Cam's podcast? Fourth and 1.
I mean,
4th and 1, right? 4th and goal. 4th and 1. 4th and 1.
What is it?
Cam has sour grapes for some reason, man, and I don't know why.
I don't like the way that he poops on so many. I watch it because I enjoy watching him poop on other players. Like where they do like these, like, this player is a game manager. This player is I'm like, hearing Cam talk about those other players is kind of sometimes a little offensive. I'm like, Cam, you got to stop this. You know what I mean? Like, but Cam did get hit a lot, so maybe that could be the reason why he behaves that way. He did.
What do you think about his takes and stuff like that? I mean, are we okay with that? I mean,
I'm not okay with his takes, but it's entertainment, right? So it's.
And I think that's the part. That's the key word because people do stuff for clicks all the time. I'm a Steeler fan. I'm in the Steeler sphere, and a lot of Steeler stuff I'm keeping up with and looking at. And just this week, you got Joey Porter Sr. on Cam Hayward's podcast, who's a current Pittsburgh Steeler. And over the past month or so, maybe a little longer, and off and on, really, Big Ben Roethlisberger, who I believe went to the University of Miami, Rory, the same time you were there in grad school.
You went to Miami University. Stop saying University of Miami, my friend. Come on.
Oh yeah, not Coral Gables, Oxford, Ohio. My bad. Hey man, my sister went there too, so I really don't care.
Miami University. All right.
Dumb undefeated basketball team. Have they won it? Have they lost? Did they lose yet?
No, they haven't. They're still the only undefeated basketball team in the country.
Wow. Okay.
Miami's ACC, right?
No, fuck no. Excuse me. No, they're MAC. Mid-American Conference.
You getting this fine, Kev, for that kind of language?
Yeah, that's why I said my bad YouTube algorithms. But no, man. So this week, and like I said, they've been going really, really hard at the Steelers and Mike Tomlin and stuff like that, especially Debo and even Big Ben. And Joey Porter was on Cam Hayward's podcast, who's a current Steeler, and said that, we used to keep locker room talk and Steeler business inside the Steeler house, right? And he said Big Ben was like despicable as a teammate, and I don't really care for him as a person. And like he put that on the podcast, and then ex-players that played with Ben were also like agreeing and like, oh yeah, tell it, Joey, tell it. And and Debo's like, oh, Coach Tomlin's not a good coach. He don't belong in the Hall of Fame and doing a lot of bad. Yeah, Debo. And they, to me, respect them, enjoy them as Steelers. They clowns to me though, right? Even 7. And Joey Porter just said, Ben, it was a lot of stuff was kept quiet for you. You did a lot of stuff that never got out. You know what I mean? You caught some cases that it was talked about minimally. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff was going on, Ben, that that you didn't have to answer for. Now you want to go out here and put a microphone in your face and say all this stuff, put stuff out there. And he really said, I'm only talking because, Coach Tomlin is not going to go there and come out and defend himself. And he said, Debo, you played for Coach Cowher. You got cut 3 times. Under Mike Tomlin, you became a 4-time All-Pro. You got a Super Bowl. You went to like however many Pro Bowls and stuff like that. You say he's not a good coach. He made you at least $50 million, Debo. What are we talking about?
He gave you that plate. He gave you your plate.
Right. Right. So to the point, you're exactly right, because a lot of the stuff some of these people say, some of these athletes and stuff like that, they say for clicks. Steven, you know about that, just saying stuff for clicks.
Yep.
What's that culture like? Because you really kind of grew up in it. I guess you need to know about it when you're doing a job like this, because you do want to get clicks. But I think people can get clicks by keeping it real, being true to themselves, and just, you don't got to say just
the problem
is type stuff.
The problem is that takes longer. So it's like a thing, like I just pointed out, like with Gilbert, a lot of people who aren't familiar with his come up don't know he's been doing it for 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Same thing about Shannon Sharp. People look at his podcast and it's like, yeah, he's been doing this type of stuff forever. This is what he's done on ESPN. He's always tried to talk about culture and as it relates to sports. This is just an extension of what he's always done.
The thing is, he has his own platform now to do what he want to do.
Right. And I think what people don't understand is you have to build yourself up. Yeah, you can chase clicks because that's how you get paid, right? But if you build what people don't see is they see success and they're not willing to take the time to look at how people got there. So they turn around and they say, well, if I do something wild, if I say something controversial, if I know some dirt that I said I wasn't going to say and I just say it, then that's going to get me 1 million clicks and 1 million shares. And while that will work one time, that doesn't build you an audience. You don't have an audience that's going to keep coming back to you if the only reason they got there is for that drama. Like, you know what I mean? So
my logic is undeniable.
I agree with everything Porter said. That's Claude Bishop. What's up, Claude?
And that's the Claude. You know, me and Claude, that's my boy, but we rarely agree on stuff, especially pertaining to the Steelers. And the fact that he says that lets me know Claude is a true OG, because OGs see it like that, right? I mean, and one of my good buddies, good friends, my boy Shannon, we do the Pump Your Brakes podcast together. We did it last night. Last night we talked about it briefly. He was kind of siding with Ben, like, oh, Joey Porter's a clown and stuff like that. I like, from everything I know, Joey Porter kept it real. I mean, to me, Ben was always a diva. It's always drama.
Hey, look,
under the bus.
We're going to stop that too. We're going to stop these discussions.
Boy, I don't care that you went to Miami of Ohio the same time you did. I could give two no YouTube words less about what Big Ben did. And you know what? He's from Lima, Ohio, where I grew up at too, and I still don't care.
He was born there. I will give you that.
Well, he was there until he was about 10 years old. His grandparents lived there. It's 30 miles from Finley where he moved to. Quit trying to take credit, but you want to be all down in Oxford claiming him. You was there for 4 or 5 years.
I'm just saying that he was definitely born there. I agree with you. He was born in Lima.
He couldn't have played in Lima Senior. He wouldn't have made it because he'd have got beat up in Lima Senior. All that talk.
You guys would have been champs.
Well, if I can bounce off of what y'all saying and one topic, I would say that with regards to with Joey Porter, it's like I agree with Kevin. I'm fine with what he said, especially since he's not an active player anymore. To me, the line that gets blurred is I don't like is, and this started in the NBA and it's slowly kind of crept over to the NFL where active players are talking about stuff that's going on in the locker room. Like, I hate that.
It's today's culture, though. I mean,
exactly.
It's hard to keep stuff as quiet as you could have 25 years ago with social media.
And these young guys, and I'm not coming at Micah Parsons because he plays for somebody else, because he was on our team when I was saying this. Yeah. I hated his podcast because I don't want an active guy starting drama and stuff. Like, maybe Jerry liked that. Jerry probably loved it. But like at the end of the day, it's like, man, I don't need to know that stuff. I'd like to find that stuff out later on down the road after the championships. I like to see the documentary, but I don't need to know about you got a beef with the linebacker whose name I don't even know. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that you got in a beef with a practice squad dude. It's like I don't need to know none of that stuff.
I agree with you. I mean, and Cam Hayward, he's older though. He's like 30. He's gonna be 37. He does a podcast, and his is not quite because he's older. Maybe it's not quite as drama filled as what Mike is. Like he won't talk about some stuff, right? Cam Hayward won't. And
Right.
one of the most popular podcasts in far as sports guys go and current sports guys go is
Kelsey Brothers, right?
Podcast P, Paul George.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Paul George got a real popular. Hey, Steve, go ahead and read Craig's comment. Shout out to the homie Craig Warlow.
What's
Thanks
up,
for tapping
Craig
in,
Warlow?
Craig. And I think he's exactly right. But go ahead.
If you look back, every team has a-holes on them. Money doesn't help that. Plus, people these days go for clicks. And that's what it felt like as a Cowboys fan. It felt like Micah is just doing this because it felt like Micah was trying to like triple dip. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you are a star defensive player. I know you get money, and now you're trying to get the click money too. Like, for me, and we can talk about this broader. I actually kind of am not okay. Like, I like hearing the former players say stuff, but I don't like that they took over a space that was mostly dominated by just regular people. Like, I kind of am not okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Come on.
I'm okay with that too.
They have the experience and knowledge and understanding. So
yeah, but Rory,
I
the average person was making a living off of that. And they were saying, hey, we can talk about this. Like Pat McAfee now is the outlier. He's the exception to the rule because now no one's going to listen to your podcast unless you are a former player. That's crazy. That's taking a thing that anybody could do and saying the 1% only can do it now. You know what I mean?
I don't agree with that. I mean, they have a certain amount of exposure and they bring a certain following with them. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I agree to many points, but there's a certain level of expertise in what they know and experience from what they've done. So it's valuable. And before, they didn't have a voice in the space, right? We listened to whatever the media guy said about the athletes who may have not even played the game. The athletes can give you a locker room perspective, an inside look, know what practice is like, know what studying film is about every day when you go to practice. A whole different angle inside of things.
But I think ultimately, if you leave it to the neutral citizen, you get zero spin. And like that was my beef. That was the
why you think Bill Belichick can make the Hall of Fame if you don't get no?
Well, you might get like fan bias, but that's with any fan sphere, with any sports fan sphere, you can get fan bias. But
the people that vote on the Hall of Fame are professional sports writers.
Well, okay. Hey, maybe this is a hot take, but fuck them guys. I don't care that they
can't say that word.
I'm sorry. Can I get my fine? Because I
take
that.
Both of you.
No,
I'm so
sorry.
confused.
I'm sorry to YouTube.
I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't. We 32 minutes in, so I think we clear on that. But
no, they check.
But I was the way that I see it. If you're gonna act the way that you acted when you were active, don't be mad when the people that need to vote for you don't vote for you. Those same people that you treated like dirt, they needed to vote for you. And to me, the thing that, to me with Belichick is worse because he clearly was doing that on purpose. When he got out the league and started being on TV, he seemed like a decent dude. He seemed kind of nice, actually. And now it's like, okay, so you were being a jerk on purpose.
Hey, Steven, remind me how many Super Bowls Belichick won?
He won 6, but does that give him a license to be a jerk?
No, but it obviously worked. Is he a jerk because he gives less to the media? That makes him a jerk?
That's not what I'm saying, Kevin. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it like from the player's perspective, where the media feels like the players owe them something. The coaches, that's part of their job is to come out there and be the message and be the front. And all I'm saying is
he did that.
No, all I'm saying is his post league career is showing me that he was actively being more of a jerk than he needed to be. I don't like jerks, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like them.
I think
you don't have to be a jerk. LeBron has shown that you don't have to at least outwardly be a jerk to be a winner. That's not true.
You know, when LeBron
is a joke.
When he brushes his lack of hair, you know what I'm saying? I think he's being a jerk. I don't know what he's doing. Can someone explain what LeBron's doing when he's doing that with a brush and he has no hair? Can someone explain that to me?
I'm not gonna hate, man, but I will say that LeBron is just passive aggressive with it. He puts cryptic tweets out there. He puts messages out there. He almost
jumps Stephen A.
What'd you say?
He almost jumped Stephen A. Remember that?
He wasn't gonna do nothing to Stephen A. He wasn't.
I'm just saying he did
not
something.
that he couldn't, but he got in Stephen A. face for the camera. It was
That was what they did that for the
scripted.
clicks, man. Yeah.
No, I don't think Stephen A. had nothing to do with it. But LeBron knew that. Oh, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna catch this. I'm gonna say something to him after the game. But Stephen, go ahead and read Carl's comment. Thanks for tapping in, Carl. We certainly appreciate you.
I can see Ben being an a-hole based on his demeanor, let alone his SA accusations to let us know he's not a good person. I'm sorry.
Can I turn my video off?
I gotta keep it YouTube friendly. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can I turn my video off?
You can say his legal issues back in the day.
Yes, but I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
I completely do, and I mean, which to me, like, if you did or didn't, and I don't think they were adjudicated in court where he got in any type of trouble. I don't remember. But where there's smoke, there can be fire. I won't say there usually is. There can be fire.
I will confirm for Kevin, he did not get into any legal trouble for any of them. Okay. At least the ones that were public that we know about, there were no consequences to none of the stuff he did. Not that we know about.
Are we okay? So we're gonna stay on Ben for a hot second. Now, I have watched Ben's podcast. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best though. It wasn't the best. I kind of got bored of him just talking about stuff. It was when the Steelers were on that losing streak this year, and Ben was chiming in.
Hey, and see, and I
was trying to give him some likes. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to support another Miami alum. But it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
I've watched a couple of Ben's podcasts before, but it's when people I want to see is on there. Not that I want to see Ben. You know what I mean? Like he had Ohio State guys when they got drafted, Will Howard and Jack Sawyer. About to say Tom Sawyer. He had Mike Tom on there before. He had just some different people, ex-Steelers, that were on there I wanted to see. But Ben's the type of guy, I think Ben's the type of guy, he really roots against the Steelers. He likes being the guy. He likes being the last guy that got Steelers the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? He likes being just like Terry Bradshaw is a butthole.
I was literally about to say that, Kevin. I was like, Bradshaw's a hater too. He really is.
Yeah.
I've watched it for years, Sunday in and Sunday out, rag on other quarterbacks, and it's like, bro, why? You're good. You're in the Hall of Fame. Why do you need to? It's almost like I say the same thing about Aikman. Aikman hates on other quarterbacks too. Like he don't like nobody. Aikman doesn't like any other quarterbacks. He don't think anybody is good.
With his mediocre stats being like number 30 in all-time passing.
Thank you, Kevin. That's what I'm like, bro. You didn't really light up the world. You really didn't. Like, why are you?
He lit him up for some Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not disrespecting the man. I'm a Cowboys fan, but the way
I don't know why. Wasn't he your lost Super Bowl winner? And you're bashing him? You better hush your mouth, my friend.
I'm bashing Ben too, not bashing. We keeping it real though.
He's just keeping it real.
The difference in bashing and keeping it real.
The man was a good player.
Ben made the Steelers relevant again.
Hey,
I'll say this. Can I give you a comparison?
Ohio, University of Miami perspective. So
can I give you a comparison?
I'm saying the truth. I mean, he made you relevant when he came off that bench in that year, and he led you guys to Super Bowl. Him and Jerome. He had arrived at that moment.
He came off the bench and went 15-1, and next year he went to the Super Bowl. He actually lost the AFC Championship that first year.
Thank you. Yeah. There you go. You're right.
Ahead,
but the point is,
Steven, go ahead and read Carl's next comment, please.
Carl, I guess what's up, man? He says you don't get into legal trouble without consequences when you pay the accusers off with millions before it goes.
Woo! Carl, don't say the real part out loud. Don't do it, Carl.
I will not. I gotta keep my mouth shut on that because I might say some things that are upset.
I didn't even know people saying this about poor Ben.
It's so many, but it's a lot of other Bammers that did that though.
Manning? Oh, it's Peyton Manning. Okay, my apologies. That's Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning did what?
I think that's reference to Peyton Manning.
No, it's
like
not.
At University of Tennessee. Yep.
Oh, I don't know about it. I know about Ben though.
You didn't hear about Peyton Manning's accusations?
Why are you trying to deflect, Rory?
I'm not deflecting. I think there's no names mentioned there.
He's a Ben fan. Go ahead and take up for Wally Zerbiak or Ron Harper or somebody. Let's leave Ben out of this, man.
All I was gonna say, Kevin, was that what Roy said about Aikman. I have the comparison for me is Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't hate on quarterbacks. He doesn't do that.
Peyton
I watch him call games. He does not hate on quarterbacks. He doesn't do that.
Wow. See, Claude with big facts. Emmanuel Sanders left because of Ben. Ben threw AB under the bus and made their relationship contentious. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders said that Peyton Manning was more of a leader after just 1 week with the Broncos. And that's
hate talk. That's hate talk.
It's not hate talk, Rory.
Hate.
I'll say this.
Hate his ball. Hate his ball.
Peyton probably wasn't a nice guy. Peyton was probably like playing with Michael Jordan, where you know who's in charge, and but I feel like I remember Peyton screaming at the offensive lineman when he would get sacked and stuff. You remember
someone
that,
said to him,
right?
"Shut up."
Yeah, but that's because Peyton could do that because he couldn't none of the guys go at him, like. I think MJ had a certain amount of cachet where he could get away with it. Dudes wouldn't touch him, but MJ also would slap sparks out you too, Steve Kerr.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like Peyton Manning ain't going to slap nobody in practice. So it's levels to it. But yeah, I agree with Claude wholeheartedly, Roy. I mean, and you just want to hear taking up for Big Ben only because he went to Miami University, only because.
All right. Well, can we talk about Peyton Manning and his social media?
We can talk about the podcast, man. So my favorite podcast, and I like Nightcap with Shannon Sharp too. It's kind of grown on me. I think Ocho Cinco is too much of a clown, but I kind of like the way they have a real way of talking about things. And Shannon always come from the like he everybody unk. You're not everybody unk, bruh. You know what I mean? But I guess all the young players, to them, he is like unk. I guess. But yeah, I like the way he delivers his message, and like one of you guys said earlier, I think it was Roy or was it Steven, in his space when he was on network TV, be it when he was a football studio guy with CBS back in the day, when he's on Fox Sports, even after him and Skip got into it and he left Fox and went over to ESPN until he need to leave them young girls alone, you and some other people high up in the country. Leave them young girls alone, you wouldn't have problems at ESPN. That got you out of ESPN, but you kind of was able to create your own space, your own lane. Not said you did nothing wrong, Shannon. I don't know. I not even say anything allegedly, but it's just a bad look optically when you're in the media eye, right? In the spotlight. Spotlight's what I'm looking for.
Definitely a bad look for him when you talk about if we separate from his sports podcast, you talk about Club Shay Shay and the type of things that he says on there. He kind of came off looking like a hypocrite. You know what I mean? When you say he tells young guys, y'all need to stop getting caught up on these Instagram models and stuff like that. And it's like, well, you did exactly that. You literally did exactly that. So
and Monique, the comedian, tried to tell him too on one of the episodes of Club Shay.
She did.
Which is so her episode is legendary. It really is of Club Shay Shay, and with her, it's always two truths and a lie. That's always what you're getting. I think, I think her episode with him, it was like that. It was like okay, which one of these is the lie? Which thing is she saying isn't true? You know what I'm saying? Because clearly some of this is definitely true. The way that her career is gone, she's not lying about this stuff, but some of this, maybe it's two truths and a massive exaggeration. Because I honestly don't think she lies about anything. I think she's an actress.
It's a difference in lying. To me, lying is blatant. If you telling your truth and it ain't 100% right, it don't mean you're lying. It just means you got some stuff wrong.
Right. I think that's more what she does. Yeah. It's not really, she's not maliciously lying.
Right.
It's just from her perspective.
We all know people that maliciously lie.
We know what malicious lies look like. We know what those look like. And they're very different from what most people do.
I've never been to the island ever.
It's
we talking about the Bahamas?
This one page got 700 redactions, and it's only after it looks like it's your name. Every time it looks like it's your name.
But it don't mean he went to the island. Like I told somebody, It just means somebody was hanging out in Mar-a-Lago. That's all. Like the party came to you, didn't have to go to the party.
What
But
does it
he was
mean when your
partying.
plane is on the manifest on landing on the island? What does that mean then? Who was on the plane? Who was on a manifest? Got the passengers on it, Kevin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all the passengers redacted.
Well,
Claude says
Troy Aikman called Tom Brady the GOAT.
Well, he is. I mean, so he got to be right about some stuff. But
I was about to say that's not really a hot take.
Okay, that's
not a
How
hot
do you
take.
Not a
eliminate
hot
Joe
take at
Montana
all.
from that equation? I'm so confused
Okay.
by that. I'm mad. I'm not disputing his, but yeah, he got some. He has some bling, but a lot of that bling came in some weird ways, man. Like the tuck rule was one. You know, the fact they got away with like street.
What are we talking about?
Hang on.
Are you trying to minimize Tom Brady?
One ring came against, you know, the
Carl put up a
Falcons
very
who
crazy
decided they were going to just
Yeah, we gotta look at this.
I
We
mean,
gotta
give
look
me
at
a
this
break.
comment.
Hey, Steven, you understand this reference from a animated series back about 15 years ago, the Boondocks. Rory's going full Uncle Ruckus on us.
Yeah, he's going Uncle Ruckus.
He's going
I'm
full
gonna go
Uncle
Uncle Ruckus.
You know? He went Uncle Ruckus on us right there. Can we read Carl's comment?
Hey,
though?
yeah,
'Cause
that's up there.
most of you might not know, but Mike Tyson admitted on a podcast to his sexual assault charges. Can you give us a little bit more on that,
What
Carl?
podcast? Yeah,
What
I'm not saying
podcast,
it ain't
man?
true. I just don't know.
I don't know. I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. That's one of the things where I think that he actually is telling the truth, where he says he didn't do it, because he tell all the other crimes he did. I watched on the what is the
I'm reading right now, just a Google AI search, but it says Mike Tyson has never admitted to the 1991 rape of Desiree Washington, for which he was convicted in 1992.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he ever did it. He admitted on the Vlad TV podcast that he robbed Zabzuda's mother. He said that. He was like, I apologize to Zabzuda if I did that.
He did say, and I ain't seen her in a while. Y'all remember Greta Van Susteren? She used to be on CNN and be like the lawyer, the Hollywood lawyer that followed everything. She got real big doing OJ back then. But
I think I remember the name.
I do remember her.
Yeah, well, it says in 2023, in an interview with her, Tyson made highly controversial remarks stating he hated the victim, that the conviction made him want to attack her, and he wished he had really done it, as he felt he was already serving time for it. It's probably not cool to say, Mike, but I can feel you being mad at somebody that wrongly accused you. But I wouldn't say that.
I was about to say, now the man was convicted for it, so I'm not, but the way that I see it, again, why would you admit to all of this other stuff that you did and lie about that? You gonna tell the truth about robbing somebody's mother, and you like, you know what I'm saying? Like he tell the truth about everything he's done. Why would he lie about that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Craig that a lot of former players do have haters in them. Like everybody thinks their time, their era was the best and stuff. So you get a lot of old guys hating a lot of young guys. You get a lot of young guys in hating on old guys, saying, "Oh, they couldn't do what we do," and et cetera, et cetera. You got to appreciate every era, every generation for what they are.
I don't mind when the
NBA player that does that, Kevin.
Talk themselves about the events. You know what I mean? I don't mind when they, like, if everyone's included in it. I mean, like, so I think I talked about the Vernon Maxwell and Hakeem, and like they had Vernon Maxwell tell his story, not some hearsay stuff. It was
he's
Vernon
on the
Maxwell.
podcast with all the smoke, Matt Barnes and Stephen Jag. I like that podcast too. I like podcasts where they keep it real and they talk about whatever. Like I think so many of us, and I get it, but we try and talk about, because we talk about sports, because a lot of us are just talk about sports for not nothing against women enjoy sports too. We talk about the stuff, but some stuff like last week on the podcast, we had one of our regular listeners towards the end, the final part in shots. Pay, y'all know Pay kind of gave a tutorial and a quick educational update on the Constitution and how we were losing some of our constitutional rights and they were being taken from us, and democracy dies in the dark and the silencing of the media and all that stuff like that. Somebody commented, like, I thought this was a sports podcast. I'm out of here, which is fine. You can be out, but also it was at the very end. We were done talking about the gangs, his final thought. And I thought that was okay because sometimes you got to use your platform to tell people stuff they may not listen to or may not want to hear. If you want to leave, leave. But that's what platforms and voices are for. You don't have to agree with somebody, but can you just hear them, right? I mean, you got to sometimes step out your silo and be uncomfortable for a minute. You don't have to agree with anybody saying something that you are opposition to, but it can't hurt to listen. I listen to foolishness all the time, every day on the news, every day, just so I'm aware and engaged. Not even engaged, aware. But Carl, you get a no Diddy for that one. Your comment is Big D. That's the no Diddy. Also the producer of this pod. Who is Big D? No Diddy, Carl, but why would Big D be the producer of this pod? I don't know. But I'm trying to just breeze through the comments real quick. Is anything applicable? Carl says Tom Brady is the GOAT, hands down. He is, so that's the Rory. He is the GOAT, Rory.
Hey, I have a right to my opinion. I'm okay with it.
Carl said he was. You are, but some of your opinions are just like you got Skip Bayless type opinions though.
No.
Yo, you really do. When you say that,
Skip Bayless would say something like Troy Aikman's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Carl, send that link over. Send that link.
That's what he would
DM
say.
DM that link to Tate so we can all take a look at it.
Well, you do is search it like
because I said, I'm a big Mike Tyson fan, and
you can put the link in the chat, right?
Most of the interviews that's come up, he just like pops off on the interviewer and then leaves. Because he did that. I think he did that to Don Lemon, didn't he? Didn't he like?
Did who do what to Don Lemon? I'm trying to catch up on the comments.
Mike Tyson went ham on somebody that brought up his conviction. Like he said a bunch of stuff that was inappropriate, so they would have to kill the feed.
Who we talking about?
Mike Tyson. That's what I'm saying. Like the few times that has come up post him being out of jail, he just pops off on whoever asks the question. Like I'm saying, like calling them all kind of inappropriate names and stuff like that. But Craig Werlow says, "Damn, the Ole Miss QB got his 6 years for college football."
Trinidad Chandler's got to go back to school. I guess he had a red shirt year in 2022 that they didn't officially count as a red shirt because he had surgery and they said he didn't have to have it. Something like that. I'm listening to Big G in our chat because Big G knows everything college football. Shout out to the homie Big G.
Didn't they just do a ruling on that basketball player that tried to come back from EuroLeague? Like he went to EuroLeague, then he tried to go back to college. He was playing college games and they just told him he can't. I think the Supreme Court like denied his stay or something like that.
You tell Ohio State got a guy. I don't know if that's the guy. He played for North Carolina and he was out for a while. I don't know if he's that guy though.
So the guy I'm talking about declared for the draft, went undrafted, and then played in Europe for 2 years. And then he came back and is trying to play in college.
Not hip to that. I'll look it up though, and I'll know next time.
I see something along that lines. I didn't he's gonna be able to pull it off, but then I started thinking
he didn't. The court shut it down.
Is less than, you know what I mean? And
the NIL money. Yeah, it's less than the NIL money.
I have no idea how they could work that one out.
That's the only way that makes any sense, Rory. Because why would he leave guaranteed money in Europe to go to college?
Yeah, that's why I think, man. I think they can treat the overseas game as college, as college, low level college.
The court shut it down. He was told he can't. He's no longer eligible. He can't play.
Okay, so final word in the podcast. We're gonna get out of here. We'll keep it right at an hour. We got about 7 minutes. So, Rory, go to you. Just give me one podcast. You don't seem to have many. You watch Big Ben. You watch the one that says Tom Brady ain't the GOAT, which is no podcast ever. What else? But I mean, yeah. So it's a lot of different. Like JJ Redick, LeBron had a podcast, Mind the Game. Even the show like LeBron had a series on HBO called the Barber Shop. That was really good. So you get
Hey,
invited.
do the Manning brothers count, Kevin?
Yeah, they
Since
count.
They started
No,
out
that's
as
another real popular. And the Kelsey brothers is real popular too.
the Kelsey brother, but the Manning brothers count, right? Even though they're like they have like a simulcast now, but
Yeah. So go ahead, Roy. Give me some that I haven't watched. I should check out at least a few clips of.
I mean, I haven't really watched enough to give you any others. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, when it comes to
You weren't for being a teacher, you sleep in the chair. You sleep in the chair.
I don't know what you're talking about here. Let me finish what I had to say. So when this topic, right, I took it as, what former athletes are doing regarding post career, right? So I'm thinking about I was talking about the Peyton brothers, how the Peyton brothers have turned their sports expertise.
Manning brothers.
Let's say, Manning brothers.
Yeah, the Manning brothers.
I turned their sports expertise into like a sports media empire at this point. I mean, the Peyton's place I mean, it's a show. I get it, but or when he's doing his Monday night game stuff, Monday night football game stuff, I would see that as a podcast. I mean, they're just watching the game and talking about the game. But
do you ever watch that as opposed to watching the regular?
I do. I've never watched it. Never. Yeah, I watch it because it's just, you've seen the game and they're talking
football. I don't want to watch Peyton and Eli act like some jocks talk about the football, and they weren't even
like jocks. They talk about nonsense though the entire time. So I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. So that's me. That's me. But I also was thinking about LeBron James and his sports media empire. I mean, that's he's making documentaries and movies, and I mean he's parlayed, and he's still playing, but he's parlayed that into an empire.
Piggyback on what Roy just said, you Prince George County, you see the documentary Kevin Durant did about the basketball. It's in the water in Prince George
I did
County.
see that one. That was really good.
Really good.
Very good. So
I fell asleep.
I would say, so unfortunately, my suggestion isn't a former, well, it kind of is. My suggestion for podcasts, if you haven't heard it, is the 30 for 30 podcast. To me, it's literally the best sports theme.
It's a docu-series, but yeah.
It's a docu-series, and they do have a ton of the athletes and the former athletes involved in it. But I think they made it to 5 seasons. They have some excellent stories. Even season 3 is all about the Clippers and and their whole thing. But they have, to me, it's just excellent. The takes that they have, the subjects that they pick, they're really, some of them are lighthearted, some of them are serious, but it's very similar to the actual film series. It's just great quality stuff. It's like Serial, but for sports. If you want a suggestion for an episode to watch, I would suggest The Fighter Inside. I'm not sure what season that is, but it follows this really interesting story about a heavyweight boxer who went to prison in the middle of his career, and then ended up fighting several fights while he was in prison. So yeah, I'm dead serious, Maria. He fought sanctioned boxing matches while he was locked away in prison for first-degree murder.
Yeah, I've seen movies like that.
This isn't a movie. This is real life. This is real life. No, this is real. This actually
happened. What's that guy's
happened.
name, Kevin? Leon Isaac Kennedy, something like that. Remember him? And he made those. He was a boxer in prison.
Yeah, he was married to Jane Kennedy. She was fine, but you don't know Jane Kennedy, do you, Steven?
No, I don't know that. I don't know that.
Google her right now.
All right, let me Google her.
I want you to see how pretty she was so long ago. That's who this guy Roy Thomas was married to. But I think Steven talked about the hurricane. You see Jane Kennedy?
Yeah.
Nice, huh? Yeah.
You sound like one of those. Nice, huh? You like her? You can have it. I mean, Kev, you sound like Epstein. Come on, man. You gotta stop that.
Hey, thanks, Carl. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Definitely. I'll just say, and I'll get in my NBA bag. I mean, it's a sports podcast. Shout out to the Bus and the Boys. They got a good spot podcast too. The 520 podcast with, and even I ain't gonna call him a scrub, but mediocre. Like Pat McAfee was a punter, right? You ain't gotta be a star dude to get like to start that stuff, right? And get notoriety.
He was more than a punter, though. You gotta give him
Well,
that.
I also called him a regular
He was a
dude.
punter, but he was more.
I called him a regular dude. I honestly called him a regular dude because to me that's what punters are. They're regular dudes.
Yeah, like so. Why you time for Pat McAfee? I mean, he's a really good punter and he could place kick, but what did he do, Roy? As a professional, he was a kicker.
He's a kicker. Come on,
he
wasn't
did a lot of fake. I mean, he did a lot of fake
Pat McAfee, but came for Tom Brady.
All right. I'm just saying that he did more. He did more than just punt.
What did he do? Did he ever play quarterback? Did he ever?
He threw the ball a couple times. He sure did. He had some fake punts.
No, he had a fake punt, but he didn't play quarterback.
He was exciting. He was an exciting punter.
He was an exciting punter.
He would hit people too. Remember that?
What are you talking about?
He was a tough punter. He was a tough.
He was, man. He was more than
you could say he was really tough for a punter. I like Pat McAfee, but
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I like Pat McAfee, but you make us keep it. You make us keep it real. You make us have to go there and break down from what you're saying. You take from what he was by saying what he was not.
When was Pat McAfee wasn't the Bama that Sean Taylor decleated, was it?
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay. I was about to say.
I'll say, yeah, the 525, I'm saying that because Jeff Teague, who was an average NBA player, he had like a 10, 11-year career, but he was really good. Let's see what Carl said about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is from Pittsburgh. I knew that. Oh, wow. He said right next to me in Plum, PA. I didn't know that, Carl. Okay. So McAfee's from that. I knew he's from PA up there by Pittsburgh. What's he saying about Aaron Donald, who was really great at what he did?
Legit.
And a Ram.
Legit.
Woo-woo.
One of the best defensive guys.
Pat McAfee and Aaron Donald are from the same place. Basically, Penn Hills and Plum are the same area. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, a lot of great football players from PA.
It's in the water.
It is.
Both of the times I've seen defensive guys just win Super Bowls, Von Miller and Aaron Donald. They just said, "Nah, I'm gonna win the game. I'm from the defense."
Yeah, PA guys, right? Von Miller is too, right?
Von Miller's PA. Right? No, he Texas. Yeah.
But I'll just say, check out the Hoop Collective podcast. Brian Windhorse, y'all know Brian Windhorse. He's from Ohio. He came to fame by coming up when LeBron, just Matt, when you coming up, right? Akron Beacon Journal, coming up writing about high school LeBron, developed a personal relationship with LeBron. LeBron went to the Cavs, brought Windhorse along. When LeBron left to go to the Heat, Windhorse followed him to Miami. And then after that, he went back to Cleveland. Windhorse was this big NBA personality on ESPN, all this different stuff. But a lot of times it's about the timing and who you know. Windhorse is proof of that, because for a big chubby dude, nothing against, I'm a chubby dude myself, but to reach that notoriety and that fame is based off his relationship he established with LeBron early on. It kind of propelled his career, but he knows a lot about basketball. That's the important part. His podcast, the Hoop Collective, is really good. He brings other NBA personalities and people, news writers and sports writers in the NBA on. And that's why it's called Collective. They talk about basketball. It's really good. And the 520 podcast, that's like kicking it with the homies, man. Them guys talk about stuff, joke with each other. It's really fun. We had a super chat I missed. Just says, okay, we had a new member join. Man, Big B hairdresser. Yeah, Big B's hairdresser. Thanks for joining and giving us membership. We certainly appreciate you. You look like you did that when we weren't even here yet, but thanks for tapping in. So those are mine, but the point of the matter is these athletes are finding a way after, even though Steven don't agree with him, they taking jobs from regular writers, are finding a way post-career to get involved. And again, like we said earlier, I'm completely okay with it, Steven, because the athletes didn't have a voice at first. Draymond Green has his podcast. He gets on my nerves, but he got his own. He's still playing when the guy's still playing too, has a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a voice now. They don't have to wait on the media to get their take. They can share their take on their own platforms and stuff. And that's what platforms are for. I do agree with Steven. Like when it gets in the way of the game and you're doing it in season and you making it about the game you're playing to get a rise out your opponents or get your opponents bulletin board materials or saying stupid stuff about what's happening inside your locker room, you shouldn't do that. But for me, that's it. You guys, anything else?
I mean, I do want to say that if anyone has the time, they got to watch one Peyton Place episode. It would be The Death of a Stadium. Have you seen that one? Came out like maybe I want to say 3 years ago now.
No.
It was about JFK Stadium. So I mean, it's DC. It's and I think that episode should have won an Emmy. It should have won an Emmy. Death of a Stadium. Should have won an Emmy.
RFK.
I said JFK. Yeah, RFK Stadium. So it should have won it. It should have definitely won an Emmy. But
it's what for the first time we're in agreement there tonight.
Have you watched it?
I have seen that one. It's very good.
Yeah.
I am a Bobby Kennedy fan though, so yeah.
He was certainly a better.
Thank you, Steven.
I got a lot of respect for Bobby Kennedy. So
as an attorney general, because you can't have respect for attorney general in 2026. How about that?
You really can't. Nope.
Rob Lightfoot, thanks for tapping in. Rob said McAfee wasn't as good as Reggie Roby. Roy might remember Reggie Roby. Steven does not.
No.
No Reggie Roby, Roy?
I do know Reggie Roby. I didn't say he. I said he was. I didn't say he was anything. I said he was.
You gave him too much credit. When people start saying, "Oh, he wasn't a better punter," then you steered the discussion to a place it didn't need to go.
I'm gonna tell you, I do remember, guys. I do remember
he was more than a punter. He was. More
I do remember Jim Rome. I remember Jim Rome, and I feel like too many of these Bamas out here are Jim Rome. Way too many Bamas are Jim Rome.
You know what?
Now.
Jim Everett, he took care of Jim Rome.
He didn't really. He acted like he was going to really mess him up, and all he did was push him a little bit. He should have socked him a couple times. He should have gave.
He didn't want. That'd be millions. He would have been sued for millions of dollars.
He should have punched him. He had it though. That's what I'm saying. That's like a speeding ticket. He could have punched him.
Man, all right, can we stop talking about Jim Rome? These last couple comments we out here. That was Reggie Roby was a punter. One of the first black punters I remember in the NFL for the Miami Dolphins. Was really good for a long time. You can Google him too, Steven. I know it all, so I'm here just to teach while we go through this stuff. How long will it be? Rob says, how long will it be before somebody has $1 billion contract? Well, Shohei Ohtani got real close, so I imagine it'll be happening soon. I think it'll be in baseball before it's in football.
Soto. What was Soto's contract? Wasn't Soto's
it wasn't contract? No, it was like 500. It wasn't more than who we talking about? It wasn't more than Ohtani.
Yeah, the first, I don't know. It's going to be a while because $1 billion contract is going to be baseball. It's got to be baseball.
I was saying that too, but after this year, Steven, baseball could be in a lockout.
Or well, honestly, for real, the first $1 billion player is probably going to be a soccer player. Let's be honest.
Can I say that I think the first $1 billion contract it's going to be David Beckham. He think about what he parlayed that contract with the LA Galaxy into a franchise with the MLS. He has now into Miami. And I bet you're pretty close. If you fast forward 10, 15 years, I wonder how much that team will be worth.
No way Inter Miami, a MLS team, will be worth $1 billion. That is just
not. He said, when's a player will get $1 billion contract? Let's not change the narrative of the discussion. David Beckham is old as hell. He's not getting no $1 billion contract.
I'm telling you, when he was playing, he received the rights to get a franchise. So that was his playing time.
Carl is right about that, but LeBron didn't get $1 billion contract.
Okay, if we're breaking it down, the closest was Shohei, and then the next closest was probably Mbappe when you really break down his stuff. And Ronaldo may have had $1 billion contract because we don't know how much money he actually got.
And that's those Saudis are paying him.
Yeah, well, you can't say it then. We know Shohei signed a $750 million contract. We know that. True.
So what I'm going to say is I think the first $1 billion player is going to be the next generational soccer player. It's going to be the next Mbappe. It's going to be the next guy who is that galvanizing superstar football.
I think it'll be baseball
football player.
I would have said baseball too, but they're going to have a lockout after this season because they want to have a salary cap. The players don't. And we're going to hear about that.
Also, a couple of baseball teams have tried to sell in the past couple of years, and they didn't end up selling because the teams weren't worth anywhere near what they thought they were worth.
Yeah,
So I think Kevin's right. I think baseball is going to have a small retraction.
They are.
Just a small one. Not. I don't think they're not in danger.
At the very least, it's going to be a freeze. Salaries ain't going to go up from where Otani's at. Because that's just ridiculous. Because only the Dodgers, the Mets, the Cubs, maybe only a few teams can pay that. And baseball needs a salary cap for competitive balance. But that's another show. And speaking of another show, we're going to have a new show about baseball. It's going to be coming up here sometime towards the beginning of baseball season. How about the name of it, guys? It's called Swingers. It's called Swingers. Going to be a great show. Tap in, check it out. I want last thing, and we're out. Don't you guys say another word. Carl asked me a question about Steeler question. He's asking me to Gainwell's a better contributor than Warren. Can I get you to agree with that take? As a Steeler fan, Carl, you know I'm a Steeler fan. I'm going to say no. Gainwell happened to have a great year at the necessary time because he's a free agent who made $1.2 million last year. And Aaron Rodgers loved him. A lot of his game was in the passing game, a little short dump-off passes. He made the most of it. Jaylen Warren had the same amount of total yards, same amount of total touchdowns, probably on less touches, but considering Gainwell led the team in receptions. So Aaron Rodgers made him money. So Gainwell better go and get the bag because he's 27-year-old running back. He better go get all the money he can get, whether it's $6 million a year, $8 million a year. He made 1.25 last year, and 27-year-old running backs don't got many contracts left. So go get your money, Kenneth Gainwell. You're not better than Jaylen Warren. We're going to go roll with Warren, the rookie we drafted last year, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa that didn't get to play. That's what the Steelers are going to do, Carl. Tap in tomorrow night to the homies. We'll be back with my drop off, my boys, Steven and Roy. And tomorrow I'll be back with the homies, B Dirt and Pay. And we'll be here to talk about the off-season beginning. The off-season starts now. So we'll be back to talk about that. Be sure to tap in. All right, Carl. See you guys tomorrow. And Roy and Steven are done talking because I said that's it.
You told us to.
Yeah, because they'll keep talking. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And we see, hey, can you guys commit to a show next week, man? Can we do that for the people?
When have I ever said no?
Yes.
When have I ever said no?
Well, Steven is in the process of
Don't pull me into any mix. I've never said no.
Well, just
I'll let
communicate,
y'all
Roy.
know. I'll let y'all know.
You ain't never said no, but you ain't never said, oh, you ready? When we doing it? You don't say nothing. But that's a backstage conversation.
All right.
Backstage. Yeah, backstage.
Hadafis.
All right, fellas. With that being said,
adios.
For JAG2G, we out of here till next week. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace. We out.